Hello planters! In this video I wanted to tell you how it is possible to have a beautiful and full garden on your terrace. I started this project a while ago. I started by preparing seedlings in the greenhouse. Everything I'm going to show you is made from seed. What I mainly did was plant the crops in little pots like this. Well, first in the seedling trays or in boxes like I did, for example, with the lettuce. I took care of it in the greenhouse. And once they were growing, I was moving them to large pots, like the one I have here, which is a bag pot, which is a 200 micron nylon. That means it's a thick and strong nylon. They are 20-liter pots, but they are full of soil. I will put about 15 more or less. Once I take it out with the root, this is moved to the warehouse doing the transplant. I take it from the seed bed that I just showed you and I start putting them in the soil. Just like this, then it will grow to this size, and once it is this size, I take it to its final location. I've already brought this box, and what I want to show you is how the seed beds that are in a box advance more. We also have the other part in process here, don't we? This is the one that is growing now that I then moved to a box. Now that we're here, we're going to move these seedlings to the pots. These are pots we've created for the terrace. They're made from a supermarket bag, as you can see. We make the holes with a stick. It's better if the soil is already in place and wet to make the holes. It provides the conviction to believe in it, making it simpler. We did this with some pallet wood. There are some trestles, and this has a couple of boards covered with nylon, the same one from the greenhouse that we had left over so they don't spoil. We left a gap here for the water to seep through so that when we water, the water goes here. And a little secret, which is that to make it curve downwards, we left a little bump here. Let's say it protrudes. So this makes the wood not stay straight, but it goes downwards, it gets twisted. So that makes the water go this way and end up falling through the crack. So what we're going to need more than anything is first, where to plant. I recommend using boxes, fill them with substrate. A good substrate is worth it sometimes. If one does not have prepared compost and soil and dry leaf to make a good substrate, buy a good substrate, because that is going to greatly favor germination, which is very important. The first sprout that is strong, that does not die, that has high defenses, and then pot bag for the larger crops like cabbage, like tomato, like eggplant, broccoli, pumpkin, all that. And then, for example, with the crops that have less root, we can use the supermarket bags, those bags that they used to give us at the supermarket, that suddenly they still give us at the stores, at the bookstores, anywhere. Those bags that they call t-shirt, which are very economical, that sometimes even get thrown away with those bags. We can grow, for example, radishes, lettuce, chard, oregano, parsley, curry, mint. All of these can be perfectly grown with these things. If you're doing it on a terrace, I recommend using easels and boards as I did here. We made the easels with recycled pallet wood, and we bought Salina boards, which are very economical, and we assembled the easels with this to create a distance so that the pot doesn't end up against the ground, which is the roof of your house. Otherwise, it's going to create moisture problems later on because it starts to accumulate, right? Since the air doesn't circulate, that's something to keep in mind for everyone's terrace, because it can cause a big problem of moisture. Also, make sure that the exits are not blocked, because we are going to be watering constantly. So your terrace always needs to have good drainage for that water to exit. Another crucial factor is having a high quality, long and practical hose to avoid frustration and discouragement. This is going to be important. I'll show you the one I have here now. This is the one I have here, see? What it does is that it's constantly open, and if I squeeze it, it works like a faucet. It opens and cuts off. This saved my life. On top of that, for example, if I want to water the seedlings so it's not as harsh as this, it has. Like, you change it and throw a little rain, and then it doesn't damage them. I'm going to show you how the terrace turned out. You're going to love it. In this part, the first thing I show you is how we continue working with the trees. All that is to move to individual and large pots. And here, well, this is everything from the orchard, which is also still being worked on, of course. And here is what we prepared. I'll begin describing what I have. First, tell me if it's not beautiful. I love it. Honestly, I look at it, I'm fascinated. It's very nice, very nice. How does everything look? And above all, it can be done. You can achieve a garden on the terrace. That's the most important thing. And beauty always makes you want to be in that place more. These are the lettuces I showed how to make. Look here, I have my first yellow zucchini. This is stevia, Stevia is a natural sweetener. If we bite the little leaves and start sucking on them, it's like eating a candy, it's delicious. This is useful for sweetening tea, for sweetening food, for sweetening desserts. It's super healthy, much healthier, hyper healthy, much more than sugar. Well, here I have a little tomato, indigo rose, which I don't know if it will be indigo or pink, but that's what it's called. Let's see how we do. Here we have some strawberries, which we already shared with Roma, with the biggest one. It was more beautiful. It had another big one, and we already shared it. I give you the honor of taking it out and eating it all. Such a tremendous strawberry.
It's spectacularly ready.
here we have more tomatoes here too. Look at this row of pink pensa. It's beautiful. Here we have more indigo cherry tomatoes. This tomato here is pear-shaped. This one is also indigo. Look at this cabbage. My God, what a beauty. And I left these charts for seed. There are some kales. I've been harvesting these because the good thing about kale is that you can keep picking it. You keep cutting little leaves and you don't need to take out the whole plant, and it's always good. This is a dwarf kale, that's what it's called, and honestly it yields much more than the other one and germinates faster.
This one here grows very well.
Well, here's a little tomato that's already giving. How nice. And this is nettle. Nettle is spectacular for fertilizing in a natural way, and it also serves as a natural homemade fumigator. And it's also eaten and has medicinal properties, and it's excellent as food. When you boil all the little stings and everything that stings, it goes away. Here we have the nasturtium. Now we know that the leaves can be eaten, that the flowers can be eaten, and that the fruits, as I have already told you, have some fruits that are harvested. These fruits are harvested and made into vinegar. They are left to season and they become delicious like capers. They have nothing to envy. I will tell you someday how they are made properly. Well, and over here we have cauliflowers, cabbages. Look at this cabbage, what a beauty. Here are cauliflowers. Look at this one, how nice the cauliflower is. To make it spectacular, you have to close it. Now in the summer, for example, if they put it like this, they put an elastic band on it so the sun doesn't hit it. And that helps it to ripen faster and to turn out well. This white pure bell pepper from my greenhouse is ready to harvest. I've shown it to you before. It's already 2 years old. And look, it gave me all the little bell peppers that were put on, that in winter I moved them to the greenhouse. It started producing red fruits. It gave me throughout the winter, and now it wants to give me in summer. Look, such abundance, such generosity, all full of flowers. Let's see what size they take. In this one I have sage, wonderful sage. Well, some sprouting for the garden. This is a pot tomato called Tinny Time. It's very tiny. Sprouting just like everything there. Well, family, that's all. We hope that this video, as always, infects you, and gives you a lot of desire to have your garden on the terrace. That it can be done, that it is possible, and it's great and gives a lot of pleasure to do. I forgot to tell you something that we are going to do. Now that summer's here, wear them. Some shade, because if not, the crops are going to cook. Now, because it's spring and they're at the optimal temperature. But well, now with the summer, the best thing is throw some shade because the sun hits the terraces a lot.
Let's push forward, planters. We invite you to subscribe and leave your comments. To give it a thumbs up.
And let nothing stop us, planters.